You just stumbled upon JK'z Rewatchable Hour.
Hostess.
We're not. Okay, there we go.
No, Miss J Dub today, but that's kind of cool. But what's up? We thought you were supposed to be on your second honeymoon already at Niagara Falls.
That's next week. Next week.
Oh, next week.
So,
Gotcha.
So hey, welcome everybody.
Tomorrow the football game?
No. Tomorrow's our anniversary, but we're going next week to the football game. So
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
How many years? How many years, brother? How many years?
Hold on, I gotta count. Hold on.
Oh boy! Don't get it wrong on live TV.
You're having fun. 4 years.
It'll be 4 years.
Nice.
Woo!
Nice, J Dubs. Good job, man. Good job. And we are
Welcome
talking
back,
about
everybody.
conspiracy theories.
Yep.
We've already spoken about the possible, conspiracy theory and oddly strange filming coincidences of the moon landing. We've spoken about COVID, which needs no explanation. And so are we continuing on to a new topic or are we sustaining?
Becky got one?
Becky went on to JFK.
We were talking about JFK. John's making comments about something that's going on in the kitchen right now.
She's farting, it's killing me.
Are you guys using frozen hot dogs again?
No.
Oh, man.
Wait, just because she's laughing, Becky and I were texting earlier, and I must have butt dialed her or something. And she said that she pushed out the butt plug earlier. I fucking died laughing at work. I'm like, but anyway, yeah. So we were talking about JFK and Becky. You're on. You were talking.
Yes, it was Jack Ruby shot Lee Harvey Oswald walking into his arraignment. So we got no confession from Lee Harvey Oswald. Nobody else was ever brought up on it. They pretty much just said, drop it, at least, officially. Nobody, they just took it as Lee Harvey Oswald was the killer. He was the only person shooting. Now, there were other shots fired. I mean, the governor of Texas was shot, wasn't he? And, I mean, it was kind of, stupid to ride in an open top vehicle to, in the middle of a parade like that. But, that's what they did back then. They didn't know that people were going to be doing stuff like that. I mean, JFK was a very well-loved president. I wasn't born yet, but just watching these things, I've seen movies, I've seen documentaries of what they think could have happened. And to me, I honestly think there was somebody else, and I think they just pinned it on Lee Harvey Oswald to shut people up.
Yep.
Right.
They are the Secret Service, the CIA, the KGB, the FBI. They're all very powerful and can cover shit up that you don't know that really happened.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm wondering, what happened to Jack Ruby?
Right.
He didn't go to prison for doing that. I mean, just because Lee Harvey Oswald supposedly assassinated the president and this guy killed him, that doesn't mean that that's not a crime. It's still a crime. Just because someone killed someone doesn't mean that you've got the right to walk up to him and shoot him.
Yep.
So, and all you saw was them grab Jack Ruby and push him off. I didn't really hear anything else after that. I mean, there might be more, and I'm sure somebody will come on and tell me that I'm a stupid idiot and I didn't pay enough attention in class. But I'm just wondering, the only thing I ever heard, which I don't know if it's true, was that Jack Ruby had cancer, and so he volunteered to do it because he was going to die anyway. He was going to get paid. He was going to get paid handsomely. His family would be well off until their end, and he was going to die anyway. So
Right.
I don't know. It could be all that.
There's some things that we'll never know, and this day and age, everybody has YouTube. They have Google. Again, what we were talking about during the commercial break is we never rehearse anything. So I used to watch this show called Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura, and they talked about this whole entire thing. Now, whether or not it was actual footage, and during the commercial break is what I was thinking of. everybody who knows who Jesse Ventura is, right? He's a former governor of Minnesota, right? You know, he doesn't bullshit anybody. They tracked down, is it Jackie Kennedy, the wife, right?
Yep.
And this lady is, you can hear the audio. It says, if you value your life or something along the lines, you will not pursue any more of this. So now, whether or not it's true that he was actually talking to Jackie Kennedy, I don't know. But if you watch, like, not the movies, but if you watch, like, you can find it on the History Channel, or whatever. They said that there's no way that gun could fire from way up here, reload in time to hit the governor. They're trying to say that it ricocheted off this person, and
that was like one of the crappiest guns ever, and supposedly the barrel was bent or something like that. And you had to be a really good freaking shot to know exactly how your gun's gonna go. You know,
right? And
you can't just just aim and expect it to hit exactly where it hit. You know,
and you got all these pictures of people pointing over to the grassy knoll. Now, why? I'm just saying, I don't know. But I love conspiracies. I really, really do.
Was there a member of the CIA or something in that grassy knoll dressed up in like camouflage? Because they don't do camouflage like the clothing fatigues. That person would have been well covered, know, with like grass and dirt. And there could have been. How do you know there wasn't a tunnel underneath that they just like dropped down into after they fired the shots?
Right.
And that was also, like, if I remember, around the Bay of Pigs, right? And they were thinking about Fidel Castro and all that. Or am I mistaken? They say that.
I don't remember.
And did he really die right there? Did he die at the hospital?
Well,
I know his brains kind of landed on Jackie, but at the same time,
they were bringing nukes into Cuba. And
yeah. Oh God,
Cubans
weren't liking him either.
That's a snort from Florida. And So
and Florida's not far to Texas isn't that far from Florida. If you get on a plane,
And one, particular party was not for showing aggression, and one was. So figured out.
There's a lot more to it than the history books say, and I wish they could come to an answer. There's a lot of unanswered missing people, murdered people that I wish they could follow through. It's mystery, and I just wonder.
Absolutely.
Hi,
George. What do you have there, George?
Jar hair.
I have nothing to add to the JFK thing than that. Hey,
George. Hi, Casey.
Craig.
Okay.
Hey, Casey.
Jar hair. Jar hair. Who's jar hair? Ha. No, that's mommy's phone. You can't have it.
He wants to play with it.
No soda.
Becky, did you have any conspiracy theories, or you and Craig
I'm winging it, and I'm following along with you guys.
Okay.
I've got some in my mind, but I'm like, at the same time, do I really want to bring those up because some of them are a little.
Okay. Well.
Oh yeah, there was one. There was one.
You thought I was full of shit.
I thought John was full of shit when he told me about this.
Bring it up.
There are diseases in this world that could be cured. And I think a lot of the reasons why there's no cure is because there's no money in the cure. If you gave someone the cure, then they would have to have the cure, and then all the stuff for maintaining or treating something would end. So all the supplies that you would need to maintain things on this disease is very expensive. Now I'm going to talk about one disease that you guys know. I know all four of us know that affects me a lot. It's affected me personally. Let's talk about diabetes. Okay.
I feel guilty telling you this fucking story.
Diabetes kills people. Type 1 and type 2. If you don't take care of yourself, and even if you do take care of yourself, sometimes it causes a lot of damage to your body. Your heart can go, your blood vessels, your kidneys, okay, your pancreas already isn't working, okay?
Mind you, my last name is not well known, so.
Okay, now, back in 1980, there was a woman who was a scientist. She worked very extensively on several things.
Young woman.
Very younger woman, maybe about 50 or so. I can't remember how old. Her name was Dr. Kilcoyne, and she would actually go on little breaks and little vacation to calmer nerves or celebrate to an island called Nantucket. Okay. And she knew that she was going to be winning a Nobel Prize. They had already told her, they just hadn't done whatever. She went to Nantucket and she bought lots of wine and lots of stuff to make hors d'oeuvres. And, people remember talking to her saying, "Oh, what's going on?" She says, "I'm having a party. I'm going to be winning a prize." And she was so excited, and she had people coming and whatever. And she, told people what she was doing. And the day of the party came and she wasn't there. Right before the party, she had disappeared without a trace out of her cottage that she was staying in.
On the beach.
On the beach.
No footprints.
No footprints.
No car.
Her car was there. All of her belongings were there. Nothing was taken. All the food was still in the fridge. All the wine was all there. She disappeared without a trace.
What'd she do? Evaporate?
We don't know. A few months later, they did find a scarf somewhere nearby, but nothing else. Probably about, a few years later, her brother had her declared deceased because, she wasn't around. But this woman basically had notes and was winning a prize for this because she apparently found the cure for diabetes. We don't know for 100%.
No.
Wow.
She had the answers for bringing the pancreas.
But she had answers for bringing the pancreas back to life. Because a lot of people with type 1, their pancreas does not function at all. And it was a way to get the cells to regenerate themselves and become working again. Now, could you imagine if this had actually happened back then? My husband was diagnosed in 1979. My late husband was diagnosed with that disease in 1979. This was in 1980. My daughter was born in 2012 and was diagnosed in 2014.
I
It could
believe
actually
that
be. I think that as many times as they keep telling me, whenever I go to an endocrinologist appointment with my daughter, that there's a cure right around the corner. There's a cure right around the corner. Well, they've been saying this
for decades.
Since they discovered insulin and were able to inject it, and people were saving lives. Now, yes, insulin is a way to help, but it's not a cure. Okay.
Just live with it.
Metformin and Farxiga, which are the two medicines I have to take for my type 2, isn't a cure. It's a step, but it's basically to keep me going. And if I had to pay out of pocket for these, you don't even want to know. I mean, my daughter gets insulin, and just one vial without insurance for her is like, no, hers I think is like $300, and then her pump itself was $10,000. I mean, granted, our insurance paid for it, but at the same time, people can't afford this. People, people are
this all
testing
kind
their
of
blood
ties
sugar,
into this all kind of ties into what we were kind of kicking around with COVID in population and societal control. So yeah, it's
there's no money in the cure. There's money in the treatment.
But
I said it for
the
years.
The cure also can pose other issues that people don't realize that can weigh down certain demographics, certain populations, and that's sad at the same time. Especially when even today, with all the heightened awareness and social services programs out there that are employing many of our friends, family, and so forth, are being sustained by, is it the cures to societal issue, or is it the actual problems?
That's yours.
So ask yourself that question before, you know.
That's a very good, very good point. Very good point.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I have one more that I want to talk about, and I know it's gonna. We might actually. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's just my opinion. So, and that was a very good point, Mr. Kell. So sometimes we gotta, look at all aspects. So here's my second conspiracy, and just hear me out. I think the whole President Biden, I think that's a joke, and I'm just saying. I think that I think he is a puppet.
Shit.
That's exactly what I think.
Hold on. I think that he is controlled because there's no way that you are a bumbling idiot. There's just no way that you constantly have all these dumb mistakes. And I think literally whatever is on the teleprompter that he reads, somebody in like the CIA or the Black Ops or something like that. I think that he was just. I think he was put in office for a reason, to try to keep this country down. Which is my opinion.
Well, thinking of that, discussing that. When he's live and you see him, he's always bumbling, like he's trying to act. But you saw when, after he stepped down from the election, he did that thing from the Oval Office. He didn't stumble once.
Yeah, because he's not straining his eyes to read what's coming off the teleprompter.
Right.
Now, see, like I'm not saying who I'm big fans of or who I'm not, but I will say, now we'll go back to President Obama. Okay, the way he spoke, that man could literally look at that teleprompter and read just as fast as I can, because I can read pretty fast. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I when someone sends me something, I'm afraid to actually respond right away because I read so fast. Now, he was so good at that and was so good at projecting his voice that it made people think he's great. Okay, he was really good at public speaking. Now, Joe Biden, I think, sucks as a public speaker. Okay, he's trying to read what they're writing, and he's like, if you look at him, he looks like freaking Walter from Jeff Dunham, the squinty eyes.
Right.
When he's looking at the teleprompter, and he's fumbling over the words because he's reading it like he's reading it in his head. It's like and that's what I think. I think when he was elected, I said he is a freaking puppet for that party.
Yeah, he has to be.
And quite honestly, the reason I think that I don't think he chose his running mate. I think they chose her too. And I think that because, if Trump had been reelected back then, okay, if he wasn't reelected and Biden got in, okay, Biden looks like a bumbling idiot, okay, and they know it, okay, that party knows it. So they pick this woman that they bash her, okay, saying she was a hooker, or she slept her way to the top, or she blew everybody on her way there, which, okay, some people do that, okay, we know this happens, okay. So then pictures would say something, right? Stuff like that. People would bring up pictures and say, so say Biden can't be considered a president and they'd ask him to resign, then automatically would go to vice president. But meanwhile, the vice president has got all these things on her background that are making her look bad, okay?
Well, Pelosi doesn't.
So she'd have to step down, okay? Who would have been next in line? Nancy Pelosi.
No.
Yeah, that freaking troll. And who? Sorry.
Nope.
And okay, I won't call her names anymore.
No,
But
I will.
who's one of her great colleagues that she loves that many people do not ever want to see in office?
We'll say murdering bitch.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
There you go.
You know, hey, why we say Hillary
I
Clinton?
still think the Clintons have a lot to do with why Biden's in office.
Yep.
They really, really hate Trump. And I'll tell you, Trump is an idiot too. Okay, I'm not gonna say he is
stupid.
Really, you say something to him and he's like,
Yeah.
they're all idiots. I think most politicians are idiots.
Well,
But
these days it's all about
quite
polarization.
honestly, I think that the Clintons, basically Hillary, had him placed there so she would get in by default.
And are we saying that Epstein still didn't kill himself? And that's sorry. No.
He had a lot to gain if he didn't die. So I still don't think he killed himself either.
And we had said Hillary Clinton. I highly recommend the movie 13 Hours.
She had a lot. She had a lot to lose if he had talked. If he had actually gone on trial, she had a lot to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about politics, and they never want to be politics because I think it doesn't matter. Whoever is anything of office, I think they're just in it for the money, the greed. I think everybody can be. I don't know. I think it's just a bunch of bullshit. But when I watch Biden, I mean, again, I don't know about politics. I could be wrong, but he immediately shut down our pipeline. And who does his son Hunter work for? I don't know. I'm just saying. It's like it's like I just think that he was handpicked, and whoever, the CIA, FBI, whatever, it don't matter. One of those three letters.
He's a puppet for someone.
I think this is what you're
when he
gonna
said
say.
Puppet, I'm like, yep. At least somebody else sees it too.
Yep.
It's just he's not.
Tell Jeff. Can you imagine if Pelosi, Clinton, and fucking the new bitch that's trying to do it? Can you imagine if all three of these girls were in politics and get that much power? Now I got nothing against the girl. I got nothing against the girl running politics. Nothing against her. But these three cunts, Hillary's a fucking murdering bitch. And I'll say it right now.
Wow.
A lot of guys in the military will fucking die.
Okay. Whoa.
See, we get spirited around here. We get spirited.
Mr.
This show is also what our opinions are. So it's even
right.
Whether
as the announcer of the show, I'm gonna have to recuse myself from political.
Well, that's because you work for someone. And we don't hold any of that stuff against you. Like I said, most of the time I don't talk about politics at all. But I will tell you,
I don't. I hate talking about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you who I voted for. I'm not gonna tell you who I want to win because the ones that are running really aren't the ones I want at all either. So
do you remember? Hey, do you guys remember like 7 months ago when we started this? What was the one topic that we said that we would never ever discuss?
Well, this just happened to me. Well,
I thought we were talking about conspiracy, but
think about it.
You brought it up.
Like politics in itself is just a huge conspiracy of who's running what.
Well, think about it. All of these, everything.
So
that we
when in fact it's do your real research and look into special interests. Look at where the money's going.
Yep.
Basically, look at where the money's going. That's all you got to do.
Every topic that we have covered, it automatically has gone back to politics or government agencies. All of them.
And why is Putin still alive? Come on. No one's going to answer me.
Do you want the politically correct answer?
No, because I'm not fucking.
You can call my office and I will direct.
Or do you want? No.
No,
according to
just my cell phone.
Do you want the military reason? You want the military reason?
Because they haven't been given orders.
It is. Nope. You cannot target. According to the Geneva Convention, you cannot target a country's leader.
Yes,
ever.
you fucking can.
No, you
Hillary
can't.
did.
Because who did?
Hillary.
Who did?
No,
She
no,
put all of our guys out there to fucking get killed.
no, but she didn't go after the leader of the country.
She didn't go after the leader of the country.
No, you can't go after the leader of the country.
Who's a fucking asshole anyway? It doesn't matter.
All right,
You
guys.
just want communism
Let's
back in the world.
step
and
in
that's
Oh, I know.
official
that
MC
communism
announcer
sucks.
of this here JK's rewatchable conspiracy.
You are just
Conspiracy
sitting back
theorist
and
power.
listening. You're just sitting back and listening, Craig. We respect that, and we're not going to push you into any of it.
Yeah, I got you. No.
George.
I'm just speaking on time right now, because I know we want to start wrapping things up individually here, and I am going to start with Mr. Jorge, yours Muzzy. Tell us of all of us the conspiracies that you've heard this evening, including your own, which you think is the best.
Well, I don't know. I kind of like the one about the moon landing was probably my favorite one.
Oh, that was yours too.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I liked all of them. But I think that one was the most interesting because we discussed the only question I had about it.
Gotcha.
That's actually a good question, too.
It is pretty good.
And what I liked was the fact that it wasn't rehearsed, and like when you watch the show, the moment you said it, I was like and so that was my favorite topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That was kind of my favorite one. I know I got a little heated, but I'm as you guys have seen me grow and become more comfortable on here, I'm also being a little more outspoken. I mean, look at last week and look at what I've messaged a couple of you. Anyway.
Well, hold on, Becky. Hold on, Becky. Hold on. So, but that's the power of our show. I'm not going to go into great detail, but so you all know, after our last show, I was reached out to by another individual on the topics that we did. So we're using our voice and to help, and not all of us agreed about everything, and look, we're still okay, and that's the message that I'm just going to end. That you can have, like Becky and I, we didn't agree on something,
I don't hate you for it. I'm not gonna.
Well,
I'm not gonna stop talking to you about it for you because that's just me.
Just the message.
We can all agree. Just agree to disagree sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, with the
same lines with, hey, it's okay to not be okay.
Like with the elections coming up, I don't care who you're gonna vote for, and if I post something political, it probably isn't me if you see it online, because I don't do that. If I do, I'm just making fun of someone. But I don't bash the other side. I don't bash my side. Whatever. It's not even my side because I'm kind of in between. I'm not in between. I'm kind of in between. I'm not really one or the other.
But that's just the basis of our show.
That's just the way it is. We're all different. We come from all walks of life. None of us have the exact same thing going on, but we can still be friends even if we don't get along.
Absolutely.
And that's what I value that about all of you, because we can argue, but we're not arguing to the point where we're going to harm each other or hate each other for it. It's like, I heard you, you heard me. And that's the point of this whole thing is we're here so you can listen to us. And if you don't like it, you can scroll on by. But you know what? If you like what you heard, join us again next week.
Absolutely. So Mr. Kelso, or sorry, George, did you have anything to say? I know sometimes we all talk and we interrupt each other. I apologize.
No, that's all right. No, I think we really covered a lot of the good topics and the good conspiracies today.
Good. Mr. Kelso, I know that you had gone off camera a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and end the show? George and Becky, I thank you guys for coming on the show. I love you guys. And I am not wearing pants, but I can't stand up. So, Mr. Kelso, go ahead and end the show.
Yeah, that's why you got to blur your background, bro. Yeah. So, anyway. With 20 seconds left, would love to thank each and every one of you for showing up tonight and continuing this joint little venture we call JK's Rewatchable Hour, as we are stumbling here in life and over words at the moment. I guess I get a blown up on my chops as an announcer, but you know, we got family, we got friends, we got everything going on. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Like and subscribe.
See you guys. Love you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
It's one of my props.
You're doing it.
Oh, there we go.
There we are.
All
right. I am recording.
Awesome. All right. So
you guys like my new getup? Going with the retro,
like
going
Dr.
with the retro
DJ Doctor DJ Dr. J Dub. DJ Dr. DJ Dr. J Dub.
Hey, you know what? This
I want what he's smoking.
Hey, this mass prop smells like a short midget's butt.
That's your fault.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am co-host of JK'z Rewatchable Hour, J Dubs. I have with me, as always, my co-host, my better half of the show sometimes. Depends if I'm cheating on you with George. I have Mr. Craig Kessel. How are you doing, sir?
J Dubs, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. With the I generally get into cliches. What's that one? The co-host with the. Well, I'm not gonna ask you because we're probably on a delay. Anyway, how you guys doing tonight? We are getting into some deep and heavy, like X-Files type stuff, So So it's kind of nice to finally break into something a little kind of, I guess you would say, on the more levity side, conspiracies, conspiracy theorist, conspiracy analyst. It's like its own, H.G. Wells agenda of how, what is the truth, what is not the truth. And with me, I am going to point to my right side, Miss Rebecca Sherwalk. Give it up. There's okay. So yeah, we're about a 2 second away. Below her is Mr. George Jorge, the moist maker, Muzzy.
Yes.
What's up, brother? What's
Not
up,
much,
man? And then directly, I'm not gonna say below me because I would say maybe so much amazing support. My man, J Dub, right there. You take it, man. What are we talking about tonight?
Like hit up perfect because he's on my screen. He's literally right below me, and he reached up, and I'm leaning forward. That looked good. There we go.
So, but on my screen, you're below me. So, anyway.
Yeah. She's not responding to that.
So, but she's blushing. We had some excellent conversations earlier, and one of us was naked, but it's another show. As you can tell, right? Our subject tonight is conspiracy theories. I'm wearing my mask because it's going to take me right into why I want to do conspiracy theories. And if I offend anybody, get over it because we're going to probably offend a lot of people throughout doing this show. So, I don't know. I'm going to start, if you all don't mind. I do love conspiracy theories, and I do think, I just want to get that out of the way. I think dinosaurs are still alive. They're just underneath all the Dollar Generals that pop up. That's just my opinion. Anyway.
There is a conspiracy theory that the Earth is hollow, so maybe that's where they are.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a conspiracy theory that under so many feet of the dirt, the Earth is hollow. So maybe that's where they live now.
Story, what was it? 40 Leagues Under the Sea, and then they happen upon, a subterranean civilization. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? We don't know, but maybe we should get some shovels and we'll start digging. George, start without us. We'll be on our way sometime. If we're not there, just continue. All right. I'll even give you money to go rent a backhoe. How about that?
All right.
All right. So, little known fact about me: I love conspiracy theories. I love them. I think there's a lot of shady shit that goes on in this world. So obviously, if you're able to view the show, you saw that I was wearing a mask. Sorry, it's too goddamn hot in here. I don't know if you guys remember what's it, 2024. 3 years ago, there was this thing that just took over the world, right? I mean, spread like wildfire, and we had to wear a mask, you know. And I know it was like so long ago. Oh, that's right, it was called COVID, right? You know, how many of you wore a mask? Raise your hand. Yeah, you know, had to, right? You know,
Yeah.
You know,
Had to.
Yep. So, you know, part of the show is what we think is conspiracy theory. I'm really not out to offend anybody. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Looking back, I think it was bullshit, honestly. I think that, you know, believe it or not, I made notes again because I'm prepared
Wow.
today. I know! I ran out of midget porn. Anyways, I truly think that COVID truly did not exist. I think it was just the natural cold symptoms. I do think that there was a virus because I know many people, including my wife and our close friends, they lost their sense of taste and smell. And by the way, I'll say it again. That was the best time I could ever cook because my wife couldn't taste anything, and I added everything that she didn't like. But as far as I'm concerned, I think COVID was to control us, and I believe that we were all trained sheep. I'm not saying that I'm just saying that this is my opinion. I think that when you're asked to wear just a mask for the world's most deadliest virus known to mankind, and all you gotta do is wear a simple little cloth mask. Most of you, I sent a picture to you today. I had to do a fit test because you know, I'm a licensed fumigator. You know, I'm gonna be around some fumigation, so I have to wear that or I'll die. But yet, the world's most deadliest virus ever, it was just a simple mask. And unfortunately, I fell into that category as a follower. It was right around the time that we were getting married. Anniversary is tomorrow, so if you guys want to send us money, that's great. And it literally, you know, we had planned out our wedding and everything, and we had to obviously make changes. Everybody else did, and then shortly after that, we wanted to go on a cruise. Well, they required some shots. I didn't know what was in these shots, but stupid me, I really wanted to go on the cruise, so I got shots. And looking back, I would never do it again, ever.
Add into that where you said you weren't sure what was in the shot. Some believe that a 5G chip was in the shot.
Yeah.
That they were chipping us.
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't think they were chipping us.
I don't think so either. I mean, but
it was
some
a real.
believe it.
It was a real virus because one, I had it. Okay, twice.
Same here.
And then I lost my sense of smell and all that. But honestly, do you remember back around 9/11 when the first SARS was there, when they were having the anthrax scares and all that right after 9/11?
Yeah.
And the first SARS was here. I don't know if you guys remember, but my voice right now is still messed up from the laryngitis. I'm not sure what's going on. But back when we were much younger, my voice was a little bit higher, not much, but a little bit than it usually is. Well, when SARS was going around, I got it. I didn't realize what was going on. I was coughing so hard, I broke ribs. Okay. And my doctor gave me something for the pain, which actually made me throw up. So you're bringing that. I'm like, I can't do this. And I actually sounded like a frog for 6 months. I was so pissed. And my singing voice got damaged. Not that I could sing that well anyway, but it got worse. But it got worse.
Yeah.
And I can't sing, but it doesn't mean I won't. Okay, just ask John.
Right.
but I was very, very sick for about 6 months.
You got this shit from the depot.
So
all those fucking assholes that working over there, they were going to Iraq every other week.
Yeah, they were. So, now, see, with this actual, what COVID was, this whole big thing is actually another form of the SARS virus. And, I was susceptible to it. I got it. And the thing is, I didn't get it until after 3 years. 3 years had passed and I hadn't had any of the symptoms, nothing. But I got it twice after 3 years, after the third year. So it was a little different. Now, I know the mask isn't going to protect everybody. I know that for a fact. It's not going to save everybody because even in a sterile environment, you can still get sick. You can still get a virus. You can still die of an infection from that. The masks, I didn't like them, but at the same time I did because I really didn't have to look at people or talk to people because sometimes I'm a little antisocial and sometimes I forget I'm not wearing my mask and someone walks by and I'm like, but that's just me. I think the masks were a way to control people, just to see who was patting on each other.
Agreed.
The same with the vaccines. Now, I do believe that if you get certain vaccinations, they do save lives. I'm glad I did get the polio vaccine when I was a child because my grandfather actually was crippled from polio because it wasn't available when he was a child. So I mean, look, some of them do save lives. I do get my flu shot every year, but I'm immunocompromised. John is immunocompromised, and Molly is immunocompromised. So if we actually get like something like the flu, it can really do a lot of damage. It can kill you,
Yeah.
So
definitely.
And I don't think they should have forced people to get the vaccine, for COVID. I think it's COVID is here to stay. It's not going away. Just like the other SARS-1 is still around. It's just in a different variant right now. The flu. Holy crap! I could go on and on about the flu. My
Hitler said it best.
Yeah, Hitler used to control people. But anyway, my great grandfather died before my grandmother was actually born because of the Spanish flu back in the back in the early 1900s. His brother had died of it overseas, and they brought his body back, and his mother didn't believe it was him in the casket, so she made my great grandfather open up the casket to verify that it was his brother. Well, he ended up getting the flu and he passed away from it. And that was when my great grandmother was pregnant with my grandmother. And back then, unmarried mother, even though she was a widow, it wasn't good. My grandmother ended up being raised by a man that she didn't know wasn't her father until she was 18 years old. So look at that, that's just from the flu. And even Charlie's parents, his grandparents both lost a spouse from that flu, and they ended up getting together and getting married, and then my father-in-law and his brother were born. So there's a lot of stuff that can happen just from a simple virus. And I will say the masks were bullshit. Okay, come on. That's not
100%.
going to 100% protect you. But in a way, I was kind of glad that people weren't like standing right next to me coughing in my ear like they were doing prior to COVID. I've noticed that people are a little bit more polite about it. If they're going to cough, they turn their head, they finally cover their mouth. And, that's good. I mean, I still go in a store and I have a coughing fit and I really don't care who's around me. I cover it, but, I'm going to cough because I'm going to cough.
No, I get that.
Just like I'm going to fart too. And that was back when COVID was a huge thing and everyone's wearing a mask. You supposedly lost your sense of smell and taste.
Exactly.
I would clear out an aisle. And I'm like, just making sure you don't have COVID. You're good.
Yeah, there you go.
But I do. I mean, I know. I'm just gonna say my opinion is that it was a virus. It was real because I was sick and there were people that did die around that time. Whether it was COVID or not, we don't know. But the mask a regular mask didn't do shit.
Right.
Staying away from me and not touching me. and using hand sanitizer and washing your hands, that's what was helping.
Yeah.
That's what was helping, because you should be doing that anyway, you know. Wash
Should
your
be,
hands.
but I know George has I think he wants to add to this. I just want to tell you the reason why. So and I think I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and it's not my intent. Just like, you know, Becky and I, we just had a disagreement, but
Right.
we're not going to have an argument. We're not going to you know, end our friendship. I think that
Well, maybe I will.
it's bullshit. No, I think it was bullshit, and I'm going to tell you why. They have all of these cancers out there, and they can't find a cure, right? But within a matter of months, and there's a reason why this is going to lead into my next one after everybody does theirs. Within a matter of months, they found some sort of a vaccine for the world's most deadliest virus, but they can't cure cancer. Get the fuck out of here! Sorry,
Because
that's
cancer's
just
not
my opinion.
but cancer's not a virus.
But I'm just saying,
is a mutation of cells.
Right.
And
I know.
you know,
And it's COVID-19. You know what that means? There was 18 viruses of the same strain before COVID. Before that one.
Because we're probably on COVID 25 by now, at least, because there were so many variants.
Just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So George, we haven't heard. No, I know. And I know
I'm not going to argue with you. No, you know that.
Well,
absolutely.
Trust me, you pissed me off, you'll know.
George, go ahead.
Well, to expand on that, there is a conspiracy that COVID-19 was engineered by the media to infect everyone. That's
someone else did that type of stuff. He's gonna have fun with this show. There's gonna be some background noise.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's all I got on COVID. I know I had a lot of people around me that got it. I never got it, but I don't know how I avoided it, but I never got sick, never got anything. What I was worried about is, what if I have a cold and I go to work and they hear me cough and they're like, oh, you got to go home until you get tested. I'm like, you know, because you still get regular, you're still going to get a regular cold.
That was, everyone, you still could get colds. What really sucked was when the kids finally went back to school, Casey was having a bad day because of his allergies, okay? So his eyes were running,
too,
and his nose was running, and he was crying. So there was
snot
coming everywhere. I had to drive from my house out in Lodi all the way up to Jordan to pick him up. And this was at the beginning of when they first started doing the testing at doctor's offices.
Yeah, and it took forever to find out.
It took like 5 days. So I had to take him out of school after he had just gone back to school. This was like September 13th or something when this happened, back then. And I had to keep him out of school for 5 days, and it was negative. And then the day I sent him back, it was at least once every 2 weeks with the kids, and I had to pull him out of school. So that next year, it sucked for him too. So that's why he didn't do so well when it was time to transition to a new teacher. See, it screwed up my kids.
Just before we move on to George, I remember my wife had it. Okay, I'm using quotation marks. It's just my opinion. I'm not purposely out trying to offend anybody, and I respect everybody's opinion. So the moment she hung up on the phone, they called me because I lived in the house, right? I'm sure everybody had to go through that. And they were like, you need to go get tested. I'm like, I thought we couldn't leave or you get fined. They're like, no, you need to go get tested. I'm like, wait a minute, what is the rule here? So I just think that there was just too much bullshit.
There was a lot of crap. The rules changed every day, and it was really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, welcome back, Mr. Kelso.
He was rubbing one out, wasn't he?
Then they picked on me about angle shots.
Oh, you know,
we tell from his face what he was doing. Let's look at his face.
I'll sit back and listen, and get Barry Manilow going and crap. Oh yeah. No, I'm kidding.
So, Mr. Kelso, seeing how you're recording the call at about the 30-minute mark, let us know so we can stop recording and take a commercial break. then we'll come back on. So
All right.
okay.
All right. So, what do you want to bet?
What's that?
Around time wise, where we're at right now. What do you want to
No,
bet?
so
No.
when
I know. We're just doing a little side bet here because that's
Are
what we do.
we at about 17
Been too
minutes?
serious. You guys have been too serious. No, I'm
Right.
What do you want to bet? Where we are time wise right now?
17
It says-
minutes.
It says 22:10 on mine.
I got 20:59.
All right.
20
so
minutes,
since we've
59
been
seconds.
calling, since when we've started recording is just now 20 minutes. So.
Okay.
Oh, there's some
Well, I'll
cheating
flip you
going on.
off when I
Bullshit.
get to the 30-minute
All
mark.
right.
Okay? I'll give you the universal sign. Okay.
And you can trim
can
it. You
take
can
care
also
of
trim the
everything. There
video
we go.
too. You can trim it down too
Yeah.
if you've got the software, or if you want me to do it. It's all right.
Nope, just about 30 minutes, and we'll just take some commercial breaks, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more, and then we'll take another commercial break. And so, Mr. George Muzzy, you said that you were doing some research, so
Yeah.
let's hear yours.
Do you know what the most popular conspiracy theory is? The moon landing.
Really?
Yes, the moon landing, the original one, the first
Whether it
time
was
we
real
landed
or
on the
not.
moon. Yeah, whether it was real or we recorded it on Earth.
Yeah. How many moon landings were there?
I don't know after that. I don't know how
No,
many
they're
times
talking
we
about
went
the
there.
original one.
But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
very first time, when we beat Russia to the moon.
John Glenn jumped on
Yeah.
Or was it Buzz Aldrin?
Buzz.
Wasn't it
Lightyear.
Wasn't it both of
wasn't
them?
Buzz Lightyear.
Who said Buzz Lightyear? Who said Buzz Lightyear?
Did you say Buzz Lightyear?
It was not Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Aldrin was with them, I do believe, but it was Neil Armstrong
I think
that did the walk.
Yeah, Neil Armstrong, yes. And
Neil
he's the one who
Buzz Lightyear.
But I do have a Woody right
John,
now.
would you use some Google back there?
You would have.
Come on, John. Back a brother up right there, John. Come on.
All right.
Continue, George.
Well, if all I know is if they faked it without CGI or anything, they did a really good job at pretending they were on the moon. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it could have been fake, but they did a really good acting job.
Well, let me ask you a question, George.
If they weren't. Yeah.
What's your opinion? I don't really know, honestly.
I don't know. My only question is, where was the camera that was filming them? Was there a third person with them?
Holy shit, you're right.
It was supposed to be mounted on the outside of the capsule.
Is that what it was supposed to be? Because I always wondered, that was the only thing I ever wondered about it. Where was this camera?
Like kind of shining down.
Did they send like the rover out before they actually stepped out themselves?
I'm not sure. It's possible. I'm not sure. I just know that I've always wondered, where's that camera if you see the two guys in the video?
It was like an RC thing.
That is.
And I'm actually kind of questioning this right now. It's so flipping weird. Anyway.
That was a very good point, George. I mean,
that was.
You see him coming down the ladder. So who's filming?
Yeah, that was my only question was.
It's not like they had that great of recording and media technology back then that could withstand the force of space.
Yeah, we're talking what? It was late 60s, right?
1960.
69,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was.
Leave the cat alone.
I think that's the year it was. Yeah.
That would be. Favorite,
did I just say
that's our favorite number? So 69.
Yeah, it was 1960.
Right.
Anyway,
George, that was excellent. Wow.
Well, yeah, back then. But I thought they had like a rover machine type that was like an RC car that was on before they actually stepped foot on the moon.
They might have. I don't remember. Obviously I don't remember because I wasn't born, but I don't remember if they had set something up before that or not. But if they had, that would explain it.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
and
Because
then
it
you know,
showed Neil.
such
Because if you look at footage, they show Neil coming out first, then they show the other guy coming out. And
so who's holding the camera?
But if someone was,
Right.
I mean, that the only thing that would make sense is because Neil didn't actually set foot on the moon till the camera was rolling, and you know,
Right.
So if they're saying he's the first man on the moon, then obviously he's not the first. He would have been the second if someone was actually recording it on the moon, unless it was like one of those little RC robot things, which you know they could do that. They could do that.
Oh,
back
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could do that back then.
So, George, I'm absolutely, I love that. I mean, like, I'm gonna have to research this, and I just want to say that if the CIA is listening to this podcast and you're going to kill us for stumbling onto something, save me last. Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Becky,
well,
you're up.
well, no, they really won't. They really won't like the second
my
biggest.
co-host with the most.
They'll just go on the
Yeah.
FBI watch list here.
So mental health.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going on to a president coming up next?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
here we
yeah.
go. Cool.
I have
I'm ready
JFK.
for this one. I'm ready for this
Oh,
one.
okay.
JFK.
JFK. They some believe the CIA and the government killed him.
Yep. There's too much.
My only problem is there was supposed to be one shooter, right?
There was
that you know of.
There was one that they mentioned, but where did the other shots come from?
Right.
Number one. And number
grassy
two.
knoll.
Yeah, somewhere on the grassy knoll. So someone was there. But what this is like really, really weird here, because they like grabbed Lee Harvey Oswald right away, right? And this was a guy who was really struggling in his life and didn't really have much to do. And he was in the military, okay? Johnson had a lot to gain by becoming president, okay? And he was a slimy motherfucker, okay? He was a slimy motherfucker, okay? And then, Lee Harvey Oswald is being led to his arraignment, okay? He was arrested. He wasn't even arraigned yet, let alone set any time. This other guy comes up, Jack Ruby, who freaking owned a nightclub. But did you know that man was very sick? He supposedly didn't he have cancer or something like that? Walks right up and shoots Lee Harvey Oswald right as he's being walked into his arraignment. Now, what happened to Jack Ruby?
So we're at like 32-22. So probably with the net now.
Something's not right there. Somebody was behind it, and I don't think it was just Lee Harvey Oswald because he was a disgruntled Marine.
Right.
All right. So
is
anybody hearing me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Kelso, go ahead and just stop recording.
All right. So that's we got I'm giving you a heads up because that was awesome that we got that in. We've got almost 2 minutes left.
Yeah, we're at 30 minutes on mine. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead and stop it now. For here now.
And then,
all right. Stop.
Yeah, just stop recording.